All right, the last stages, the last steps of after the mass exodus. So engine is all back together. You saw all that. We got it in the car. You got the 110 millimeter Hartz turbos on it. It had to change my inlet tube and my exhaust tube because of course it's got to be a little bit different. And the primary thing that's different is that the exhaust is now 5-inch instead of 4. So all my 4-inch stuff over here, these are inlet tubes. This is the old 4-inch hot side exhaust. It's out of here. No sense doing something once when you can do it twice for twice as much. So I'm gonna show you the whole process for just one side because I'll bore you to death on brand new 5-inch exhaust. Pretty excited about that on these Hartz 110 millimeter turbos. So I'm gonna show you this whole process. I think it's kind of interesting. It's pretty cool. Oh, and also do not forget, you got tonight and tomorrow for the All Freedom engine giveaway. I super appreciate everybody that's joined or that's bought entry. There you go. Bought merchandise to get entries. We're at about 4,000, so that's really awesome. Odds are really good for, you know, a $25,000 plus engine there of the All Freedom. So don't forget, because it ends on October 7th at midnight. Everything after that, you're done. Dewey hates bugs. Did you get it? Still over there. I see it on the floor. Look at it. It's right there. Silly dog. All right, so now you have seen about 1/4, well, probably 20% of what I've already gone through to get all this all fit and find the contours pieces, get it all tacked up. You just saw I already had all of this made. Did have to make a adjustment here to get things to line up right, but we just tacked this all together, get it all cosmetically looking the same on both sides of the car. So the other side is already all done and all welded up. This one I haven't welded up, so I'm gonna get this all welded up, and this whole hot side will be done, and I'll show you both sides here in just a second. All right, so this is the driver's side, and this is my Franken pipe. I still got to weld this flange all the way on, but this is what I had figured out. Oh, and I got to see this brown line right there. I need to cut that off and make a flat panel so I can meet minimum height requirement at the drag strip. As you can see, it is the lowest spot on the car. I'm trying to get it, I want it to be pretty close to that body seam line right there. It'll be a little bit below it, about a ½ inch below it, but that is what it is. So TFB. You can see here, this is all up underneath, trying to get this to fit into by the foot bar right here, up top, up bottom. Here's my wastegate, which I still got to put the wastegate on, which I have the wastegate mounted now, and I still have to build the pipe for the wastegate, and kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to do that thing. I think I'm just going to have to let it go right here underneath the car, because I'm not going to I can't fit more stuff up and put it where it was before up there without looking totally stupid, and I'd actually have to come underneath the exhaust, underneath the turbo, and come up, because there's no way of going up over anything. There's no room up there, so it has to come this way down. I did think about routing it right into here, and I still might do that. I gotta put the O2 bungs in these, like I said, then cut the flat on the bottom. But like I said, this is my Franken pipe. Don't look at my welds, I'm embarrassed, but I'm not a fabricator, I'm an engine builder that can do fabrication work. So not the best, but anyway, so that's how this side looks. All right, so now everything's all welded up, and this is my Franken tube, but I have to make this flat right here. So the total hillbilly way would be to beat this thing with a hammer. I'm not total hillbilly, part, but not total. And so what we're gonna do, or what I'm gonna do here, is I'm going to cut this flat and then put a flat plate on this, and what that's going to do is that's going to give me about 1 inch more ground clearance, but with a 5-inch diameter tube and the actual area in the tube, it's still going to be more than what the 4-inch tube was before. So and give me that extra ground clearance. And as I was looking at pictures of the car and had the old exhaust that I can't put on it right now any longer because I don't have the right turbos on it, I think I'm actually going to gain clearance from where the bull's horn was in the first place. So put the camera down, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do all this deal. So you can see that, so I've sectioned this whole thing off to make this flat, and then made it flat. So it's going to give me about 1 inch more ground clearance right there. And I'll touch it up just a little bit more here or there, but when I put a flat plate over it, it'll be pretty decent. You can see here, so far, out of all my stuff, to make those 2 tubes, 2 hot side tubes, I've gone through all of this. Those are all ends of 90s that I'm cutting the 90 sections out of to make corners and turns and turns and more turns. And then I already got this one done. So if you look at this one, sits nice and flat because this will be the finished product right here. That'll be give me ground clearance. Now it actually ends up just hitting my frame before it will hit these, unless there's some random bump that just hits one wheel. But I think all things said and done, pretty good. So all the to get 2 of these sections right here, I've gone through all of that plus a little bit more than that actually. And I still got to do the wastegate pipes, and so I'll show you how we cut this thing out here tomorrow. Alrighty, now you can see I got this flat tube all done. Check it out. So it sits flat and gives me ground clearance. So this is Franken pipe. I'm embarrassed of the weld job on this, but I am working on a different method. I saw Bob Miller over at Sick Fabrication drags the, I mean, this is not great, but again, I'm not a welder. I just can weld. He drags the TIG, and I've always pushed the TIG, so I was sitting there working on dragging the TIG. So this is the second pipe that I did, so practice, and then the second pipe, and considering it's going to be probably hitting the ground every once in a while, and it's just an exhaust pipe underneath the car. But you know, you're looking at shoot, you probably got 25 hours so far into making all this stuff here. So the bull's horn, the other bull's horns over at the car, and then these two pipes. So I still got to weld in O2 bungs, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get them in there, make sure everything all fits, looks right, and then work on my wastegate dumps. And then O2 bungs, I don't have them here right now, so I'll have to wait till they get here, and we'll put those in. So I'll show you how both these things look like in the car, and in all the glory of hot side 5-inch exhaust. All right, we are done. I have made this thing all done. Clarky's putting on the last inlet tube. We got all our ducting that we had up here for the last time we went out for, that was before the mass exodus. And then, so we think we got everything all hooked up. Tomorrow we're gonna do a start up, just put fuel in it. Is there oil in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, oil in it. Yep. I gotta go through all my tests and checks to make sure everything's all done. Bull's horn. Super cool. Nice. No, it does not hit the door. Door's wide open right there. Obviously don't want to have the car running with the door open. And then over on this side, same thing. Nice. Nothing hitting. Looks good. We got the O2 bungs in it. I just ended up making some. And here you can see underneath the car. So here's the box, so we could make that. There you go. So that's level. So you can see the frame rail right here. My anti-tear everything off the bottom of the car rail is about 1/2 inch lower than the exhaust right there. You can see here. So it's got to come in there. Oh, wastegate. Cannot get the wastegate to go outside the car without it coming underneath the door, which would just suck. So it's actually just pointing backwards. Gonna have to be good enough. I don't think there's any problem with that. So you can see here, comes in, snakes around, comes out. Then same on the other side. Same on the other side over here. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the 5-inch, and it'll be pretty neat with these big old turbos. See a little bit better here. It's so far back, you know, the problem with the wagon, you see the wastegate tube there. Don't mind my ugly Franken tube. The problem with coming out in a normal spot is my front fender is about at least foot, probably 18 inches shorter. Most cars are coming about right here. If that was the case, I could probably come out and just have a small loop around from the turbo. But the turbo would literally have to come out through the center of the door out by my foot. So you can see right here, there's my foot well, the pedals, angle up, turbo's right there. So I mean the turbo is right here. It's basically the turbo. So it's gotta come out, come around. Now this is the way it was before, but it was all 4-inch and actually neck down from 4.5, what it really should have been. So this is all the old tubing. and wastegate blow off could all fit up there. So pretty excited. We're gonna start this thing up tomorrow, and maybe, Lord willing, and my wife willing, we'll go do a little testing.